that whole thing. But I could go through almost every single song on our album and tell you how great it is. The only one I don't like that much is called My Own Way.
Right.
It had a great line on it. We're miles away from nowhere and the wind doesn't have a name.
In fact, you mentioned something I should know, and there's a little takeoff on a line from that. Was it just on the CD of this new record, is it?
Yeah. It's You're About As Easy as a Nuclear War was the line that was really hammered by the press. I think we were hammered. I was hammered as a lyricist more for that one line than any other sin that I had committed as a member of Duran Duran. And that's the kind of thing. We're a bit. We're just a bit stubborn, and I think we just wanted to bring it up to people's attention again. That idea. The idea was just to sort of get people's backs up, I suppose. We always do that. We always get people's backs up without trying. So we thought we'd try and see what happened this time.
Yeah, nuclear war probably a lot less likely now than it was.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's not relevant really, and it's a bit wanky. In honesty, the idea of sort of doing that whole thing. It'll come out as a B-side probably, but actually it's a really good piece of music though. It's got some mean guitar on it.
Yeah. Well, I wrote down, I want to ask you, is there anything from the past that really makes you wince when you think about it now? I thought, was you going to say the Wild Boys video? Because I know in the past you said...
Oh no, Nick doesn't like the Wild Boys video, or didn't like the Wild Boys video. I love the Wild Boys video. I think it's great. I mean, it was a great concept and a great idea, and it really took us to an extreme. I mean, people have tried to make videos in that genre since and just haven't succeeded as well, to the way. Oh, why am I speaking English? Other people have tried to make clips in that genre and have not reached the kind of levels that we did. And I think it's really good. It looks great, and the idea of a band playing under duress, in pain, incarceration.
So nothing you'd really change, anything from back then that you wouldn't do the way you did if you had to do it again?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have done Blow, I wouldn't have got drunk that night on the things like little things, and then you think to yourself, well, no, I mean, not even nothing important, because the thing is, I reckon if I changed anything, then maybe I'd be in a different seat right now, and maybe I wouldn't be in such a good seat right now. And I like the way we are right now. I think we're good. I think we're strong. And I think our history is one of the things which has built us to this level.
How would you rate yourself sort of vocally as compared to then? I mean, do you think you've
It's a horrible question I always hate.
Really? Yeah.
But I'll answer it.
Yeah. I mean,
compared to whom?
No, actually, I meant compared to yourself at the beginning of the band.
Oh, he's let me off the hook. Better now. Better. More relaxed. I've expanded my kind of range a lot, both sort of emotionally and musically. I can sing higher and lower, and I can put more into it now. I'm one of those singers that's still developing. I haven't reached that kind of watershed where it starts to diminish yet. I don't know. I think singers have got a good lifespan actually. And you tend to lose power in your voice when you get, I suppose, to about the age of 60. I mean, I'm thinking of Frank Sinatra now. I mean, he's the only one who really kind of is in that boat.
Yeah. You still interested at all to any degree in acting? Or is
yeah. Yes, I am. I've received scripts for about. It's interesting you should say that, because just now things have really hotted up on that score for me, in that there seems to be some kind of interest or awareness, because I've received 3 different scripts from three different sources, and I'm looking at them, and I'm checking them out in my mind. I'm not desperate to do it yet, though. I think the band is very demanding at the moment and demands a lot of my time, and for me to suddenly take a month and a half out of it now would be to say, you guys just hang on and I'm just going to do this. I don't think that's fair. really. Not fair on the energy that they've put in, not fair on the commitment that Warren and Sterling have made, and not fair on the kind of commitment that I've made to the band, actually. You know, it's not the right thing to do at the moment.
Do you have any memories at all of that, was it a Persil advert you did?
Yes, I do. Yeah. It wasn't acting.
Yeah, yeah. Was that something, were you nervous about that back, I mean, were you like 7?
No, I didn't have a nervous disposition then. I went through a brief period of nerves, I think, when I joined the group, and that was all new to me, but I soon got over that.
One other phase I want to ask you about was Arcadia. I mean, looking back on that, can you talk about what that project did for you, for Nick, and you know, how you think it sort of, you know, measures up with several years hindsight?
Well, it gave Nick and I confidence, really. It gave us opportunity to work with different people. It also gave us the opportunity to work on some ideas which had been kind of growing in the backs of our minds for a long time. And those are things that we've kind of applied the principles to Duran Duran much more now. I mean, Duran Duran is now capable of doing anything the Power Station did and anything that Arcadia did, and not compromising its values, which we were never capable of before. And that would only be the case, you know, with the experience of Duran Duran and Power Station. In answer to your second question, when I listen back to it, I think it sounds great. I really do, and a lot of people have started mentioning it as well recently. You know, it's an album that will last, I think.
At the time,
dodgy videos, but very dodgy videos.
At the time, did you guys know? Did you have pretty fair indication that would be Roger's last project that you worked with him on?
No, there was no indication whatsoever. He just one day turned around and said, "That's it, I'm out of it, I'm out of the game now." And there was nothing we could do or say to change his mind, and quite frankly, I didn't want to.
Question I suppose I ask you guys every time I see you, do you hear from him at all, or?
I do, yes. I go and see him occasionally. He's great, he's happy, he's got a family, and he's doing good stuff. And he doesn't feel resentful, he doesn't feel bitter. I don't think he feels like he's missing out either. You know, and he's proud of us, he's proud of what we're doing now, I think.
You know, you talked about some of the things that you indulged in that you might not change again, but things that you're not particularly into now. Have you? And although you said earlier you don't think you've particularly mellowed, do you live differently than you did then? I mean, do you go out as much?
Well, I didn't used to dance as much as I dance now. I used to go out and sort of hang by the bar and slowly get trashed, you know.
I'm familiar with that fact.
Do you remember me? Did I ever meet you in those days?
No, I've done it myself.
I don't know. We wouldn't remember each other anyway. We have met before, though.
You're a blur.
But no, I mean, yeah, well, I did that, my energy is directed in different ways now. I personally don't think that's a tough way of living your life. And anybody who thinks it's really great and really rock and roll to sort of drink themselves under the carpet is stupid. It's not fun, you know, it's boring, and your breath the next day is just horrible. Anybody who thinks that should read a book by Martin Amis called Money, and you'll certainly change your views on it. I like energy, I like sex, and I like energy. You know, and for me, going out to clubs is dancing with beautiful women and dancing to great music and getting all sweated up and gyrating and making my trousers change shape.
Right.
Work that one out.
And you're enjoying yourself as much now in terms of the band and everything as?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying it more actually, because I think the kind of a lot of the bad things about the group have just fallen away. For example, petty jealousies and egos. Actually, no, they haven't fallen away. They've just been accepted, and I think we've kind of gone through that stage. We've gone through the stage of attempting to be friends, and we've been friends, and then we've been enemies, and then we reached a stage where we became more like family, and we're through that now as well. We're at a different stage. We're really just a band now, and we like each other's differences. I think we feel their strengths,